For my film review, I have chosen to watch Schindler's List, which illustrates the life of Oskar Schindler during the war and the Jewish lives impacted by his compassion. Overall, the film depicts World War II and in Germany and the treatment of the Jews. I will start the presentation off by using a summary of the film and finding its relationship with reality. I will then reflect on the film's message surrounding war, and to conclude, I will analyze my companion reading and demonstrate how this reading brought my knowledge of World War II and the film together. Schindler's List is a movie based on the true story of Oskar Schindler, a German businessman who fought to save the lives of 1,100 Jewish civilians. Steven Spielberg's film is emotional and historically accurate whilst delving into the elements of cinematography to emphasize the brutality of the lives of the Jewish people during World War II. The movie takes us through the time of World War II in Germany, from the point where Germany successfully invaded Poland in 1939 to where the Jews were liberated by the Soviet Union in Germany. Oskar Schindler showed remorse and empathy towards the Jews, attempting to save everyone he could with the money he made from his factories. The relationship from the film to reality is encased in the true story of Schindler. However, it is also in relation to the timeline in which Nazi Germany enacted these crimes against the Jews. The timeline of the film outlines what happened to the Jews and how they were slowly isolated and alienated from the world in order for Nazi Germany to pursue their ultimate goal, the extermination of the Jewish religion. In David Engel's book, The Holocaust, Roel Hilberg states that Germany had a step-by-step plan of destruction and annihilation for the Jews. The four stages of this plan were definition, expropriation, concentration, and annihilation. The Germans defined the Jews by creating laws surrounding how Jews were determined to be Jews. For example, if you had a Jewish relative of 3 descendants or 4 descendants or 1 descendant. The second stage was the expropriation of the Jews, and it was done by taking away their lifestyle, property, and any financial investments they had. The concentration of the Jews started by mandating the Jews to wear the Star of David on their right sleeve, and as they were transferred into the ghettos. This can be seen in the film when they're transferred into ghettos either A or B. Schindler's List accurately demonstrates the removal of the Jews, the loss of their amenities, and sense of belonging in the World War II. The overall message of war in Schindler's List is revealing that not everyone in Germany agreed with the beliefs and ideologies of Hitler, even though it was in their face constantly. Steven Spielberg took the true story surrounding Oskar Schindler and allowed viewers to witness the heroic acts of an ordinary businessman. Spielberg's layout of the film allows viewers to understand the compassion of Schindler. Jeremy Marin's article says he understands that Spielberg was reconstructing the past for the present, allowing us to see what really happened to the Jews. We can say that Spielberg places World War II under a microscope and draws out the main themes of war: brutality, belligerence, and unjustified violence. However, to contrast these themes, he brings in a true hero and aspects of reality to draw out empathy, sacrifice, and compassion felt by some anti-Nazi German civilians during the World War II period. Jeremy Marin also states that the makeup of Schindler's List explicitly presents its story as equally realistic and imaginary, with its melodramatic tendencies to reveal the emotional, mental, and physical state of the people during World War II, of both the Jews and the Germans. The companion reading I have chosen to complete is David Engel's book, The Holocaust, the Third Reich, and the Jews. I have closely analyzed Chapter 3, Hitler, Nazis, Jews, and Germans, which examines the ideologies and beliefs behind Nazi Germany and how Hitler made a whole nation turn against the Jews. Engel describes World War II as the war against the Jews. For Nazi Germany and Nazi Germany alone, that was the goal: annihilation and isolation of the Jews. Engel states that before the Nazi Party's rise to power, German civilians did not prosecute or murder the Jews. They did not believe that they were a threat. However, when the Nazi Party rose to power, they made large quantities of compelling evidence in forms of propaganda and educational curriculums, and visual borders that became a widespread across Germany. As a product of the exposure to anti-Jewish ideologies, the Nazi Party was able to produce a great number of German soldiers through the systematic placement of propaganda. The widespread ideology became a norm in Germany, therefore creating enough German soldiers to continue the path of destruction and annihilation of the war. We can say that Hitler's beliefs corrupted German civilians to believe in his ideology. This is seen in the film, as the character portrayal of Commandant Armengott shows his violent and aggressive behavior common in German soldiers across Nazi Germany at this time. However, after a talk on the patio with Oskar Schindler, we see a change. However, this does not last long. After a conversation with the servant boy in the bathroom, Commandant changes his ideologies back to his violence and shoots the poor boy. Schindler's List is an accurate representation of what occurred in Nazi Germany during World War II. The film's relationship with reality shares the true story of Oskar Schindler and his resilience to save 1,100 innocent Jews from execution in the Holocaust. The film brings life to the themes of war, such as brutality, the power of money, and the resilience of Jews and the compassion of some Germans during World War II. Thank you.